Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Lori here.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Well, we're back. We finally made it back to Mexico. And what a journey it was there, huh, Lori?
Oh yes, I'm so worried about we're gonna stuck in Cambodia.
Yeah, and so we came back, and so what we needed to do, because we were really being careful that we kept clean, and we definitely wanted the house to be, not contaminated or anything else. So what we did was we
leave our luggage outside. We take off our shoe and we spray everything, before we come into the house. And we took the clothes out, put in the washing machine right away, and we take a shower.
Yeah, and so we've changed our clothes, and so we may look really tired, and that's probably because we are tired. And so we're going to backtrack and go back in time a little bit here, and I'll just sort of give you the sequences of how things went for us.
The sequence is so, I can't imagine it.
Yeah, it was frightening, and we were we were really trying to stay centered and trying not to get into a negative, space or anything like that. Because what was happening is we made plane reservations round trip from California to
Cambodia, from Cambodia to California.
Yeah, that was all set up. We felt, that was all set up.
Yeah.
Then all at once we find out that's been canceled. And so then we thought, oh my goodness, what are we going to do now? Well, what are you going to do is we're going to make reservations and see if we can get on there. We were having a difficult time, and that finally, this is when the real shakeup came, is that we did find out, hey, we were finalized that we were canceled on our plane reservation. So basically we said, we got to get to civilization. We got to get to someplace where we can start researching and find out where we can get air tickets. Well, we decided to go back to Phnom Penh. That's the capital city of Cambodia. And we had stayed in this hotel for many times, and so we know the people there. We had a nice room, it was comfortable, and that. So we started our search. Looking for reservations and that. And what was interesting is that we'd make a reservation and we would think, let's say, we're going to leave on Friday. So we'd be all hyped up and be ready to go on Friday. And like Thursday, we get ready. We're thinking we're going to leave the next day. Bang! They canceled the reservation.
Yeah.
Got an email, no show. And the other bad part about it is we were putting money down. We were buying those tickets. And so now that we're back, we're going to have the challenge of seeing if we can get our money back. So that was a stressful situation. But what happened was because we had these very highs, we got a reservation, and now we didn't. And so there's ups and downs emotionally that were going on. And we were really being very cautious with each other that we didn't go into a negative space. We made sure that we were being positive with each other.
Yeah, we very, very positive each other. And no matter what, so we're going to hold the hand together. We bought a plane ticket, gonna go out, but it been canceled, and then we buy another one, and then we cancel again. So now I was a little bit panicked. So I tell Jerry, well, whatever, if we stuck here, we have to stay here until it's over, So
yeah, we had heard that they weren't going to let anybody out of the country unless they could prove that they did not have the virus. So we went to a special clinic that was set up, and they did a remarkable amount of tests on us, and it cost us each $40 to do that. So we had this great little certificate. We're all ready to go. And I made a copy of it thinking if we need it when we get into the United States, we'll have everything ready there for them. All in all, I kept checking reservations and that. And it was so confusing because I didn't know what to do next. You couldn't call anybody. The airlines weren't answering their phones. You couldn't ask any questions. They weren't giving us any refunds. Of course, I tried to get refunds. That was frustrating and quite nerve-wracking. So we're still trying to stay cool and calm through it all. And then finally, I did call the American Embassy,
Yeah.
and they recommended a travel agent that they used, and so we got a hold of them, and we went into their office.
Yeah. And then they say they take a credit card or debit card, but when we over there, a system was down.
Yeah, and so we paid. Look, we had cash with us, so that was okay. In Cambodia, they take U.S. dollars, so that was easy in that regard because we did have them.
Yeah.
But what was interesting too, as I was checking the different flights, I was getting numbers like $4,000 for one person to fly to California, and then I got another one, $8,000 each to fly to California. And I'm going, that's a lot of money, and we don't have that kind of money. And so I kept waiting, and so here, the travel agent there, we are so happy he found it, and it cost us $1,325 each to fly out of Cambodia. So we left at midnight, and the flight was from Phnom Penh, capital city of Cambodia, to Korea. And so we were excited about that. We're going to leave at midnight for that. And so we had everything ready, and we down to the last minute, we were really still panicky because we had all these cancellations. In fact, we called the travel agent right at the end and says, "Are we still on?" He said, "Yeah." So we went for it. We walk in, everybody's just bunched together. There's no separation of people.
We're in the airport in Phnom Penh, and I want to show you social separation here. Everybody's just jammed in together. We're not separating it by 3 feet or anything like that. We're just all together here. And but we're wearing our mask. It seems like everybody has their mask on. Let's see here. Yeah, everybody's wearing their mask. So that part's good. Well, we'll see how this venture goes. See if we'll be able to get out of here. We have a 12 midnight flight. That wasn't.
You can't see my smile.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
No.
Been pretty smooth.
But everybody was wearing their mask, okay? So we got checked in. So what we had decided before we went, that we were going to be really cautious on being protective of our space around us. So Lori brought the spray bottle.
Yeah. To spray even the chair, we're gonna sit, I spray all around that, I spray on and before we sit it. And then I always do the hand sanitize, and every time, in and out, every time I touch something, I'm hand sanitize. Even go into the airplane, so Jerry would spray all the seat around us, and then, and before we sit down.
Well, we did the spraying, okay? Then I had put in a plastic bag, a towel, small towel, that I had soaked in the bleach and water solution, and I scrubbed the seats down, all the trays, the cut down trays, I scrubbed all those, the back of the seat in front of us, the buckles on the safety buckles, everything, and just scrubbed everything down. Well, people were waiting behind me, but I thought, hey, I don't care about, you're gonna wait because I'm gonna make sure we are in as best we can to have a very clean environment around us.
Yeah.
And that plane was sold out. It was packed out. So what we ended up doing, we flew to Korea. Korea was very strict. When we got off the plane, they took our temperature, they took pictures of us, they made us take off our masks so they could see that we were okay. And then, well, we're in our flight number 2. We just landed here in Korea. It was 4.5-hour flight from Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and I slept really well. How about you, Lori?
Yeah, I sleep very well too. I slept until they land.
Yeah, we both took a NyQuil so we could get some rest, get as much rest as possible, so we keep our immune system up. And if you notice, we're wearing gloves. We're trying everything to. We're trying everything to
protect ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. So spraying, and we just took a spray bottle of disinfectant, or what do you call it, sanitizer, and just sprayed ourselves all down. The plane was sold out. It was packed. Okay, our next destination is
Go to California,
California, and then after that,
Mexico.
yay, Mexico. So we'll keep you posted.
So here we get on the plane, right? And now we're flying from Korea to California. And that plane, we had 15 people on the whole plane. 15 people. What was great about it is we each had 3 seats. Everybody in the 15 people, we each had 3 seats so we could spread out. And it was
수화의 안내를 따라주시기 바랍니다. The use of laptop computers, tablet PCs, and smartphones in the flight mode is permitted for the duration of the flight. In some cases,
It was an 11-hour flight, and so I got a really good night's sleep. And the reason why, I took a sleeping pills because I really wanted to get my rest. And so that went pretty good. Then we land in California. Okay, so now we're happy about that. Well, journey 3 here. We made it to Los Angeles. We are so happy here. Man, we have had a journey. We have been ups and downs with emotions and everything else now, and so it just feels so good to get here. Now our next journey 4, we're going to see if we can get a ticket to Mexico. I'm going to try to book tonight, but I'm thinking since I have time, I'm going to go find the airline if I can and see if we can book right away, because we had a great rest on the airplane. Everybody could lay out and sleep, so in that regard, it was great. So we got a good night's sleep, so we're feeling pretty good.
I was so happy. We've been canceled for 3 times by the time we get to here. So happy. I just want to cry.
Okay, next journey. So we land in California, and I'm feeling pretty refreshed because I had this good night's sleep. And what I had done before we left Cambodia, follow along with me, I hope this isn't getting too complicated, I made reservations at a hotel there in LA because I didn't want to book another airline flight from California to Mexico and have it canceled or we were delayed, so I needed to be careful. So my plan was get to the hotel, then make my reservations. But in the meantime, we said, well, wait a minute, since we're at the airport, there's nobody around, let's go look for another airline.
Yeah.
And so we found the Aeromexico airline, the terminal there. We walked in and it was like walking into heaven. The doors open up and we look at the counter and it's open and there's nobody standing there, right? We don't have a reservation. And I'm a little apprehensive because all along I have heard that the border has closed down. Can we get across? This is some concerns that we really had.
Yeah, back up a little bit. We went to Ferrari. Ferrari office is closed. Then we went to Jet company. Jet is closed. So and then we continue walk, and then we see Aeromexico is open. Yeah. So we go in and ask, we don't have any ticket. You have any seat?
They say, yeah, one's leaving in 2 hours. It's a nonstop there. And they showed me on the calculator what it cost. I think it was like, how much was it?
358 something like
Yeah,
that.
350 bucks. And I said, I don't care what it is, book it for us. We want to go. And so we were so hungry to get back to Mexico. So here we pay for the ticket, we get in line, and that works out really good. So we did make it here. And like Lori said earlier, we decided to leave our luggage outside, and it's still out there. We leave it outside, and we will then, I'll scrub it down with some bleach and water, that solution, even the zippers and everything, and take them over, rub off the tires, and just make sure whatever we bring in the house, that it's going to be, as hope we can, as germ-free as possible. So that was sort of what we did in there. But when we got to California, I mean, we were so happy. I mean, we hugged each other. But, the interesting thing that blew my mind is that when we went through customs and we went through immigration, all the people that were working there in the United States, they didn't have masks on. They weren't wearing gloves. They weren't wearing anything. They were just walking around just like it was any other day. And it was like, weird, you know, that they weren't taking precautions at all in there.
Yeah.
It was really so weird. The other thing that happened, we weren't sure if we'd be able to come in because we heard that the borders were closed.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so, of course, we have the proper paperwork. We have resident visas. We have driver's license from Mexico. So I says, we'll present those, you know, at the airline when we give them our passport. So when we got up there and they told us we'd get a flight and they were going to book us, they're like, can we see your passport? He says, here's our passport. And I says, do you want to see our immigration card? And he says, no, that's not necessary. And I'm thinking, what? You know, I thought this was closed. And so they didn't even need it. So that was interesting. I still don't understand that. I got to get that checked out because I thought everything was closed for anybody that didn't live in Mexico to come back into it. And so, okay, so what we're going to do for weeks coming up is we're going to post videos about Mexico. And we're going to do our best to give you an update, keep you updated on what's happening here. Also, what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, I would like to post I'll post 2 videos a week, maybe 3, okay? And one of the videos I'm going to post will be about our travels, okay? And it's going to be more of a light thing, and so it's a contrast between, you know, all the, drama of what's been happening with this virus. And we're going to be showing you some videos where we're running around and ha 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 and laughing and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I want to show them to you. Maybe this will entertain you. Maybe you'll be able to come with us on our journey as we followed around and we went to Bali and different parts of Cambodia. But the main thing that I want to give is that it takes me 25 hours to produce a 10-minute video. Okay, I put a lot of work in that. So I would like you to watch it and see it. I would appreciate that. Hopefully, because you have more time, that we'll be able to entertain you with some more light things that we're doing when we're traveling. So, and this is a long video, so I'm really sorry about that. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry about it. That's the update.
It's update. So, well, if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And then thumb up. Give the comment. Jerry and I, we can answer your comment.
Oh yeah, and the other thing, what we may do, because we'll probably be shooting some videos of us and what we're doing in this time in our hibernation here. Lori thought maybe we can do some cooking classes. She'll do the cooking, and maybe that would entertain you. So, well, we'll see what we can think of and just send it off to you weekly. So, thanks very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, Lori, let's get to work. You go cooking. I'm going to go get the luggage cleaned.
To the kitchen. Okay.
Okay.